We live in a culture of comparison, and comparison is isolating. Now, the opposite of isolation and loneliness is connection. Not connection through liking a post on Instagram, that serves its purpose, but that's also a breeding ground for comparison. And it's a band-aid solution for true connection. Social media makes it easy for us to have countless examples of other people and families who are living these seemingly perfect lives through that heavily filtered lens of social media. Now, in some ways, sure, we're more connected than ever. But in others, we are more isolated than ever. Here are a few stats from recent research. 65% of parents, 75% of single parents report that they're lonely. 48% of parents say that they feel completely overwhelmed by stress most days. In fact, back in August of 2024, the U.S. Surgeon General called for an advisory on the mental health and well-being of parents. The moral of the story is that the stress of parenting is a lot. And when you compound that with loneliness, it can really take a toxic toll on our overall health. So last time we took some time to evaluate the relationships in your life. Now let's start working on them. And again, this isn't just about whether or not you're married or about having lots and lots of friends. This is about the quality of your relationships. There's that saying that you can feel lonely in a crowd, and this is true today more than ever. So let's start with our closest crowd. Let's start with our families. And again, this may look different for everyone, whether or not you're married or if you're a parent. But I just want you to think of this as those people that we spend the most amount of time with. So maybe if you aren't in a relationship, maybe you have a close group of friends or coworkers. Start with this. Now, for those people who are closest to us in our lives, we probably already have a laundry list of things that we'd like the other person to do to improve the relationship. I can think of a couple things I'd like my husband to start implementing or working on. We're usually at not much of a loss for the other side of it. But listen, you may not want to hear this, but you have to be responsible and only responsible for your side of it. Now, the good news is that when you work on your side of it, it's really hard for this not to improve the relationship and what the other person or other people bring to it. So let's think of how we can put some effort into it. When it comes to relationships, oftentimes it doesn't occur to us that we can work on them in a very tangible way. So for example, if our golf swing is off, we can usually come up with some drills to do to consistently drive that improvement if we work on them. If we feel like our nutrition is lacking, we can usually find a few things to start implementing to kind of get back on track, get healthier. The same concept applies to improvements in our relationships. So let's choose one relationship or one group to start. Maybe this is your spouse, maybe your kids, maybe your group of mom friends, or maybe you don't feel a part of a group right now. Then just start with that key person or people that you'd like to spend more time with. Let's just put some thought into it. What is one thing you can do that could help improve the relationship? Here's some examples. In fact, the director of that Harvard study of adult development gave some great recommendations. Replace 30 minutes of screen time per week with people time. Or trying something new with a friend or a spouse that you can enjoy together. Go on a long walk with a friend or a partner. Commit to giving your partner one compliment per day. Commit to one date night per week or one per month. Think small, but think consistent. We'll ask you what you've come up with in the prompts after this video, and we'll even remind you when it comes time to implement. We'll also start asking you about this relationship in your biweekly evaluation. Remember, effective evaluation drives improvement. And remember that when you work on it, it will improve.